Hi folks, Wingman checking in. Today I'm up in the Cleveland National Forest. It's kind of a snowy, hail, wet day. My initial intent was to come up here and do a knife review on this Mora Companion Heavy Duty MG. I don't think the weather's going to cooperate. My camera isn't waterproof. And to do it on my GoPro, just the audio isn't that great with it being a waterproof case. So what I'll do is we'll cut away, we'll head back to the Wingman studio, we'll do a tabletop review on this knife, and then at a later date we'll come in and we'll do an in-depth field review where we just thrash test it, put it through the paces. So come along and enjoy the review of the Mora Companion Heavy Duty MG. Folks, we're back in the Wingman studio where it's nice and warm and dry. Let's continue our overview of the Mora Companion Heavy Duty MG. First, let's talk about philosophy of use. The Mora Companion Heavy Duty MG is a very adaptable knife, in my opinion. It would be great for any bushcraft, campcraft, or general outdoor use projects or tasks. Let's talk about the blade and some of the specs. Overall, the knife is 9 inches long, the blade is 4 inches long, and the blade width is 3.2 millimeters. And this is a classic model, so you can see how much thicker that is than the classic model, which comes in at 2 millimeters thick. Now the Companion is made out of a high carbon steel. It has a scanny grind, and it has a 27-degree edge angle. Now Mora did this for maximum sharpness resistance because they know that you're going to be batoning and you're going to be doing more demanding tasks with this knife. Most blades, such as the classic, come in at a 23-degree angle. And as with all these Mora blades, they are razor sharp. Now let's talk about steel hardness. On their carbon steel models, on most of their Mora knives, come with a Rockwell rating of 59 to 60. On their stainless steel models, and they do make this version in a stainless steel model as well, comes with a Rockwell hardness rating of 57 to 58. So they're pretty durable knives. In my opinion, from using numerous classics, I usually buy a bunch of these because they're so affordable. And when we go out camping, I give them to my fellow campers and bushcrafters who don't have a knife, and this is usually their first starter knife that we take out. Now let's talk about the sheath. The sheath is military green, and it also comes in orange. It's injection molded, and it comes with a more robust belt clip as opposed to the classic Mora that has, in my opinion, a more flimsy belt clip. Now the knife fits very snug and secure in the sheath, and the clip fits pretty snug and secure on my belt. I haven't had any issues where it's slid around or it's come loose and fallen off. I mean, when you hit that, that's pretty secure. Now, long-term durability test, I'll have to report back in 6 months to a year to see if this thing has worn out a little bit where it might not be as springy. But as you can see, there's a nice little curve here that would hook on your belt, and I would hope that it wouldn't fall off. I'm pretty sure Mora makes pretty good stuff. Now let's talk about the weight, balance, and feel. The knife weighs in at about 5.3 ounces. It fits very comfortable in the hand, and I don't see my hand getting tired from performing long tasks and projects. The knife is also comfortable to wear on my belt. You know, at 5.3 ounces, it's not that heavy to where it's pulling on my belt and my pants are sagging down like I'm some gangsta. So it rides very high and nice, and it just feels really good. Now the knife handle is large and ergonomic. It's made out of a soft, high friction grip, and it has 3-layer injection molding to secure the tang that's in here. And I will insert a diagram from Mora that shows just how far the tang runs in this knife. They beefed it up a little bit because they know that you're going to be doing more bushcraft and campcraft projects. You're going to be pushing this knife to the extreme in most cases. So they wanted a knife that's going to be able to handle those tasks. Now, overall quality of the knife is outstanding. My only concern is that, and you might not be able to see it on this, they've done such a nice job at making this blade beautiful, but the edges are rounded on the top spine as opposed to the classic. So if you're trying to light a ferro rod with the classic, it's usually not been an issue. At least in the ones that I've purchased, and I've purchased 5 or 6 of these knives. This, on the other hand, it has such a nice bevel or relief on this top spine that you're not going to be able to strike a ferro rod with that. And it would be a shame to grind on this because it's just such a good looking knife. I just wish Mora would have done that, maybe created a spot. I might have to just take my Dremel and just do a little nick in one spot just to be able to get that ferro rod and strike it down. So if Mora's listening to this, that might be an option that they could put on there. I know that the Swedish Light My Fire ferro rods now come with a kit where they have a Mora knife in there. It would be great if they work together and they create some sort of maybe little notch or a sharper flat spot right there. But these knives are such a great deal. It's really hard to complain about anything on this knife. I mean, the quality, it came razor sharp right out of the box. The knife fits excellent in the sheath. There's no rattling around at all. There's a nice interference grip. The handle is nice and grippy. I feel I've ran it under water and had gotten my hand wet, and the knife doesn't slip around. And it's ergonomic enough to where my index finger and my pinky finger and ring finger really secure that handle of the knife. And there's just enough little ramp here. There's no jimping, but there's enough little ramp where I feel really good control on this knife. Now, let's talk about value. Because we're talking about having a bushcraft kit or emergency preparedness kit or survival kit, and we're trying to stay in that under $20 budget. You can find these knives on the internet for anywhere between $20 and $25 price range. I found mine at knifeworks.com for $18.95. Yes, $18.95 for a beautiful knife like this that I'd pay double or triple the price for less quality blades. And I'm not going to embarrass any knife makers out there by showing them. But for under $20, have a beautiful carbon steel blade, Mora quality and dependability that we've all known and grown to love. And I've used many of these over the years, and I've given many away. So I feel that this is a great value for the money. I feel that a person could afford 2 or 3 or more of these, and there's no reason not to have one in your tackle box or in your emergency preparedness kit, your bug out bag, or your urban survival kit you keep in your car, maybe even your hunter's backpack. As always, folks, this is Wingman. I always try to bring you some sort of value item that the common man can afford. I know times are tough. I know money is hard to earn. And when I see a good value on an item, I want to share it with you folks. So folks, take care until the next video. We'll see you around. Have a great day.